Hello guys, welcome to today's video. So I'm recording the end of market review for Tuesday, the 11th of April, 2023. And as you guys know, in this series, what I'm basically trying to do for those who still don't understand the whole purpose of me recording this, right? I record on a daily basis because I want you guys to understand or to follow along, right? I want you to follow along as I'm building, right? You're watching me build a trading system, not just a strategy, right? A strategy is one part of it, is one part of the equation. You're watching me build a system, right? So I'm building a system and I'm following that system. So this is actually an accountability um, group. I'll put it like that, right? So this is helping me stay accountable, right? This is helping me hold myself accountable because the fact that I know that I'm sharing this with people, right? I'm trying to show you how to do things the right way. As I'm learning, I'm also putting it out there. As I'm learning, I'm also putting it out there. As I'm learning, I'm putting it out there. I'm sharing the information. As I'm growing, I'm sharing the information. So I've been doing this for like 3, 4 years now, right? I've been trading for like 3, 4 years, and I've made mention of this like in my 4 years of trading so far. This is the first time I've actually ever built a system. I've actually ever slowed down to build a system, test that system, right? Follow the rules. Like what was a system? What's a trading system, right? So for me, if I'm to explain or if I'm to talk about a trading system, I'll say a trading system is simply understanding your strategy and your edge in the markets, building rules around your strategy, right, and your edge, building those rules around your strategy to give you an edge, and executing on those rules consistently and mechanically, right? So the rules could include the rules of execution, trade management rules, risk management rules, right? So I know my strategy, I know my trading periods, right? I know my trading time. Okay, I do not, for example, my execution time, my execution window, or as some articles tend to call it, a macro, right? The macro is like the time window. So my own is um, it will be 9:30 New York time, but for Nigerians, for we Nigerians, that's like 2:30 p.m. So from 2:30 p.m. I start to look for my trade entries, right? From 2:30 p.m. I start to look for my trade entries. So that's one of the rules. When it comes to risk management, what's the rule for risk management? Okay, for risk management, first of all, my trade is structured as 1 to 2, meaning I risk one to make two. All right, that's the first criteria for my risk to reward. Then, what is my predefined risk for every trade? My predefined risk for every trade is 0.5%, so half a percent. So, on every position I take, I'm risking half a percent, right? Which means if I lose half a percent. If I win, I win. I make 1% on the trade, right? So that's risk management, all right? In terms of trade management, I don't move stops to break even. I don't do anything. It's either I take the loss of -1 or I take the win of +2, right? So these are the rules around my strategy, right? And these are the rules that I follow. Do you understand? So this is what it means, right? This is what it means to have a system around. This is what it means to build a system. So whenever, and I'm not saying like anybody watching this should like model their strategy after my strategy or try to copy my strategy. No, no, that's not what it's about. What I'm trying to teach or what I'm trying to preach, let's put it that way. What I'm trying to preach is like whatever strategy you're trading, you need to take some steps back if you don't have a system in place. And what does it mean? Like I said, being able to build rules and being able to build rules around your strategy. So technical analysis is one part of it, right? Technical analysis is just one small part. When you build a system around your strategy, right? Now you have a system that you're meant to follow. Now this is where psychology plays a big part because now it's like you have this system, you have this trading plan, the more you stick to your plan without being focused on the outcome, right? So the more you can stick to your plan, irrespective of what the outcome is, then that's when you're becoming more of a trader because you're shifting from trading with emotions. You're shifting from trading with emotions to trading logically, more logically. You're trading more logically. You're following a process. You're following a plan, right? You're not focused on the outcome. You're focused on the process. And this is like having a process-based mindset as opposed to having a outcome-based mindset, right? And this is the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people have outcome-based mindsets. We don't want you to have outcome-based mindsets. We want you to have process-based mindset. Right? And what's having a process-based mindset? What's the best way? Is by building a system and following the system meticulously. Right? So this is the whole purpose of what I'm doing. This is what I'm trying to teach. Right? This is what I'm trying to show that okay, even though I got it wrong in the beginning, right, of my training career because I was focused on the outcome. I knew that I was meant to have a training plan, but I was like, it's not that important. I felt it wasn't that important to have rules in place. I felt like, because I was just focused on the outcome. Like once you know the technicals, you should be fine. But it turns out, you actually need to start. Actually need to build a foundation, right? You actually need to build a foundation. When you have a trading plan and you're sticking to your trading plan consistently, over time, you ingrain your trading plan, you ingrain your trading system into your brain, where it's almost like you're trading seamlessly or effortlessly, but you're still following the rules because you have it engraved inside your head, right? So that's basically what it is. And a lot of people don't start from that point. A lot of people just want to know how am I able to enter these markets and just make money, right? Without following the right processes. And when you don't follow the right processes, you're going to end up losing more. You are going to end up losing more because you can't keep track of your progress. You can't keep track of anything. You're not measuring the data. You're not storing data. You're not collecting data. You're not doing the right things. You're not journaling. You're not doing the things that you're meant to be doing. You're not following the processes, right? As a new trader, you're trying to act like an experienced guru, right? When even majority of the professional traders don't even skip the processes, right? They love to keep things simple and like having these processes in place will help you keep things extremely simple. So looking at the charts here, we still know that our drawn liquidity is this equal highs. So we want to see price run this equal highs still, right? So we're seeing bullish price action. Price has broken this high, but it's moving sideways as of now. Usually when we see price break a high and start to consolidate like this, it could continue to expand to the upside, right? We know that after every consolidation, we get expansion, right? Let me drop down to the daily time frame so we can see what's happening, right? We're seeing all this consolidation. We're seeing price aiming higher, 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 right? We have our equal highs here 2080, 2070, that level. We're seeing this whole consolidation here. Price could head to the upside, right? We have this weekly fair value gap. I think I covered this in the last episode. We have this weekly fair value gap. If price, so something now, one of two things could happen. Either price comes into this level before it goes up, right? So that's one scenario. Or price expands up, and then if price starts to retrace, then this could be a possible target, right? So as you all know, I'm not predicting, I'm not trying to call the moves because I'm still new to this, right? I'm still studying myself, still studying ICT concepts. So over time, I'll get better. So I'm not trying to call the moves, I'm only marking out the levels that I can see, right? Imbalance, I'm only marking out the imbalance, I'm only marking out the levels of liquidity, right? The highs, the lows, right? Other blocks, the imbalances, and that's all I can basically do, right? There's nothing else. I'm not trying to predict price movement. I'm not trying to call price movements, right? I don't even, and this is what I really love about strategies I'm trading right now is I don't need to trade in line of the daily bias, right? So I know that the daily bias is bullish, right? But the strategy I'm trading right now is not really about that, right? In fact, the strategy I'm trading right now is just to help build the mindset, right? It's help build the right mindset that you need to have a process-based mindset. You need to be able to follow rules. You need to be able to follow rules. You need to be able to follow your trading plan and all of that. That is all I'm interested in. That's all I'm looking at right now, right? That's my goal. My goal is to just be able. My goal is to be able. Sorry. My goal is to be able to follow rules, to be able to stick to my trading system, to be able to stick to my rules, my trading plan, and all of that, right? Oh, this is crazy. So this trade ran about 7 hours from my entry, right? More than 8 hours. So that's crazy. That was a crazy entry. Um, so let me drop down to the 1 minute time frame and go over my trade for today. And you guys can really see the consistency with how I trade, with how I enter the markets. It is the same thing time after time after time after time. It is the same entry. It is the same entry signal. It's the same entry technique. It is the same time zone, time window, whatever we're going to call it. You can see I even had this. I had my position to mark on this fair value gap. I was watching price from like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. I marked out this fair value gap the moment it formed, the moment price started to move all the way up here. I said if price was going to come back into here after 2:30, I was going to take a trade, right? And I was observing if there was going to be any other fair value gaps that would form after 2:30, right? We didn't have any fair value gaps that formed. We had this one, right? But price got here before price came back into this one. So this was the one I executed on. I had this position to on since about like 2:31. You can see the time, right? 2:31. When I end up executing the trade by 2:43, right? So you can see that I did not push any buttons until price got here, right? So that's patience. That's working on patience because like I can be on the charts from like 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., 2 p.m., and I'll be watching price action and I won't push any button. Even if I see a setup, right? There are setups. Okay, look at this setup here. Look at this fair value gap right here. This candle. You can see how price comes back into that fair value gap and you can see how it pushes down, right? Same thing here. You can see this gap. You can see how price goes into it, pulls down, right? I'm not executing on any of these trades. I'm only waiting for my time zone, for my time window. Once price gets there, I execute on the trade, right? So this setup, we have this fair value gap here. We also have the new week opening gap low, right? So this is the new week opening gap low, and we have another fair value gap here, right? So when price came into this level, price just ran very aggressively away from our entry and hit our take profit in like 4 candles. So that was like 4 minutes, and we're done with the trade, right? And price just exploded to the upside, right? Because price also reacted from this new week opening gap, right? This new week opening gap low. And if you want to learn more about this, obviously just go to ICT's channel where he talks more about this new week opening gap low. You can also follow the community and everything on Twitter, right? So you see everybody talking about it there. And Twitter just banned me today. I don't even know what happened. Like I don't know why Twitter banned me, guys. Like I don't understand what I did wrong. I just don't understand. It's crazy. So right now I can't send out tweets. My account is just on read only. So I'll keep on reading whatever people are talking about, but unfortunately I can't tweet, and that's just it's very frustrating. It's pissing me off because I really had plans of like growing my Twitter account and everything. But I guess I'll just stick to YouTube for now. So this was the trade. Made 2 hour for the day. Obviously, it's not something to get excited about. I always try to remind myself like whenever we win a trade, don't get excited. Whenever you lose a trade, don't feel bad. Don't even let emotions. You're not meant to feel any emotions when you have an outcome in trading. Even if we end up making money after the whole 20 trades, right? This is the 14th trade. This is the 14th trade. We've taken 7 wins and 7 losses. So still it's 50-50 strike rate, a 50% strike rate, right? But what I'm trying to say is like we can't get emotional because of the results. Do you understand? You cannot we can't get to results and start feeling like we've accomplished something huge, right? Because that's what starts to bring greed. That's what starts to bring greed into the picture. That's what starts to bring greed into the picture because it's like, um, how can we make more money off of this? Or when you get excited that you're making money, you can get carried away, right? You can start trading something you've not back tested, something you've not forward tested, something you've not demo tested. Like I feel like everything should have a process, and if you're not patient enough to follow the process, that means you're only there for the money, right? And it was like that in the beginning, right? But it took you have to change as a person before you can even start to do something like this in the market. Like if you don't change as a person, you will never have the patience to actually start going through these systems, right? So for me, I've undergone like a lot of change with the way I think, with the way I look at the market, with the way I see life in general, right? With the way I view money. My relationship with money is very, very different now. Why do you want to have money and all of this? The why, everything has changed. Why am I trading? Like I've really gotten to like calm down, ask myself a lot of different questions, a lot of new questions, new set of questions, and I advise a lot of you to do the same, right? You need to actually look at your reasons for trading. You need to know your reasons for trading, right? You need to define your reasons for trading, and you need to make sure you have realistic goals and stop setting unrealistic goals, right? If you think this is just where you come, make money and do this and do that and live a lavish lifestyle, you can achieve that, fine. But you need to know the amount of money you have to make before you can even live that kind of lifestyle. And then coming to think you can make that in like your first, second, third year as a trader, you need to stop dreaming and you just need to calm down, take what, learn the proper way, go about things the proper way, lower your expectations, set some realistic goals, hit those realistic goals. If you want to make a living from trading, yes, you can do it, but don't stop having this expectation of a lavish luxury lifestyle, right? Just try to go with the flow of things, right? Let trading be the source of income you use to maybe pay your bills or pay for food. Just start off small, right? Start off small and then just let things work its way up naturally. So I have 6 more trades to go. 6 more trades to go. Started this on the 22nd of March. And to think of it, just 6 more trades to go, right? So I'm almost there. After the 6 trades, then we'll see what the outcome is. And then we'll know if this is a profitable way to trade. And then if this is a profitable way to trade, then we can move on to the next phase, which will be trading on a live account, right? So that's pretty exciting. And then if this is not going to be profitable, then we'll have to scrap it and then look for another model to test. And then that'll be it. So I'll see you guys. in the next episode.